Hey guys, so I just wanted to make this as quick as I can because I don't have enough memory on my flip camera, because I need to upload videos from SakuraCon actually. Okay, so the dream I had, I was in my grandma's house and I had walked out of my grandma's house into the driveway, and it was dark out, like the sky was like purple blue color, and the moon looked like a normal moon. I walked over to my mom because there was a whole bunch of cars parked in my driveway, and she was packing stuff into one car, and I went over to her. I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? And she's like, look at the moon. So I looked up at the moon, and it looked perfectly normal to me. And I'm like, what's wrong with it? It looks fine. She's like, put your glasses on. So I put on my glasses, and the moon was like on fire, and chunks of the moon were falling down off of it, like breaking off. And so she's like, get in the car, and before I made it in the car, I had passed out for some reason, or something knocked me out. And I woke up a week later, and why do I keep forgetting that part? Sorry. Okay, so before I got in the car, our neighborhood was by like this lake or ocean, and there was like this big dark planet above the ocean lake thing. And I looked over at the moon. I still had my glasses on, and the moon had went up and over this big planet and dropped down into the lake ocean and caused a big tidal wave. It wasn't like gigantic, but it flooded the streets. And my mom said, get in the car, and so I went to go get in the car, and something hit me, or I passed out from being so scared. I woke up a week later, and I walked into my grandma's house again, and it was weird, because there was people in there that I didn't know, but my cousin Neko was there, Christina, and, so I look at her, and I'm like, where's everyone? She's like, they left. I'm like, why? She's like, did you not see the moon? I'm like, yeah, I saw the moon. And then, like, I dropped down and I started, like, puking out my body organs, like my lungs, liver, like all that fun stuff. But my heart was still there. And so I was laying there on the floor, I was puking blood and all my body organs, and for some reason, whenever I puked them up, they weren't attached, but they were still functioning with me. And so I was laying there and I was like, Neko, I gotta go to the hospital. I'm bleeding from the mouth. And she sat next to me and put on some gloves, like some doctor gloves, and like the only way I could put them back in my body and they go back to where they were is that I had to swallow them. So I did so, but like there's a little piece about like 6 inches that was like cut off of my intestines. I don't know what it's called. And um, I had been laying there bleeding from the mouth. I'm like, Neko, I really need to go to the ER. This is not good. And she didn't say anything. And I just kept repeating myself. I'm like, Christina, we really need to go to the emergency room. I'm bleeding from the mouth. I'm coughing up blood. And she didn't say anything. And I'm like, where's my mom? And then, like, I looked over and my mom was there. And I was like, Mom, I really need to go to the emergency room. And the only thing my mom said was like, I can only be here for a few seconds. So I was like, no, Mom, this is really bad. I need to go to the emergency room. And she was gone. Like, she disappeared. And I was just like, I seriously need to go. And I ended up passing out. I woke up and I was in this field. Like, it was really peaceful and the grass was like really green, and like my cousin had put the little piece of my organ in like this tin that they usually have in operating rooms. And I had it next to me, and I woke up and I saw a doctor, and I'm like, where am I? And he didn't answer me, and I got up and I walked over, and I was suddenly in my room. But it was different. It was a bit different. And I was looking around my room, and I still had the tin with me. And all of a sudden, it felt like my room was going down, like an elevator almost. And then, like, water, tropical water, like you see in Hawaii, started pouring in through my windows and colorful fish. And I quickly grabbed the tin and started swimming upwards to the grass again. And then I turned around, like, as soon as I got to the top, and I set the tin somewhere. By the way, I covered it so it wouldn't get wet. And I set it aside from the hole or something. And I sat there for a minute breathing, and I'm like, oh no, I forgot my blanket, I forgot my laptop, I forgot everything. And so I took a deep breath, like a really deep breath. Wow, this was like insane. And I dove back in, and I looked over, and Allie's swimming next to me, which was really weird. But we got back into my room, and I grabbed my kitty blanket, my baby blanket, my laptop, my phone charger, my art, my pictures, and like my phone, and like everything else that I thought was really important to me. And so we started swimming back up because I had everything that I needed, and everything was dry, nothing was wet. And we got back up there, and I ended up passing out because I couldn't breathe. And I woke up, and I was like outside this weird school, and I got up, and I had my baby blanket and that weird little tin with me full of, it had my organ in it. And so I walked into the school, and I looked into like these gyms, like there was tons of gyms, there were like no classrooms, and people were playing like dodgeball and like all these games. And Allie was next to me, and I'm like, I really have to go to the bathroom, and she guided me to the bathroom because I was still slightly woozy, and I had like dry blood on my mouth. And so we got to the bathroom, and this girl was in there. Hold on, I need to make a wish. It's 11:11. Okay. Anyways, so I went in there, and this girl was standing there in the bathroom, like really big bathrooms, tons of bathroom stalls, and it was clean, and the mirrors were cool, but slightly cracked for some reason. And so this girl had like this bottle. It was full of this purple liquid, and I'm like, okay. And she like all of a sudden splashed it on me. I'm like, what was that for? And I like passed out after I finished my sentence. And I woke up. I was in this cafeteria, and Black Veil Brides was performing, but it was only Andy up on the stage. But he had this crow mask on, and he took it off, and I was like sitting at this table that was pretty close to the stage, and I started coughing up and like puking blood again. And I still had the tin and my blanket with me. And so I got up after like Andy came over and like smiled, and then like he went back to singing. I got up, and I started walking to the bathroom again, and this girl helped me because I was bleeding from the mouth, first of all. And so she helped me. I got to the bathroom, and that girl was there again. A principal came in, grabbed the girl by the arm, and like pulled her out of the bathroom, and she was arrested. I guess she was some sort of criminal. And I had my makeup there in the bathroom, and like a plushie, and I think it was actually my Gloomy Bear plushie. And like, I think that was it. Oh, my blanket was there in that tin with my, yeah. And I walked out of the bathroom, and then this girl, she had like purple hair with green and pink eyes, like they were mixed together. And we got into this truck and we started driving through like on this road. It was just surrounded by gorgeous green fields of grass and like hills and all that. And I got out of the truck because we stopped, and I was sitting on this hill looking up at the sky, and there were these planets there, and they were absolutely gorgeous. And they were like pastel colors all mixed in together, like kind of like a smoothie. And or a tie-dye shirt. And I asked her, I'm like, what are their names? She's like, they don't have names yet. I'm like, why? Usually every planet discovered has a name. And she's like, it just does not have a name. And I'm like, okay, that's weird, but they're really pretty. And I saw the moon, it was crashed down on Earth, and then I actually woke up. So that's my dream. I'm sorry this video was psychotically long, but it was a long dream. Well, I wanted to say good night, and Gloomy Bear says good night. Gloomy Bear Claw, rawr. And good night, and I shall try updating on my dreams more often. Okay, bye.